I think Fedora has an identity crisis. I mean, honestly, there's half of the Linux world thinks they're corporate shills, and the other half think that they're a free and open source software champion or FOSS champion. And I think the real answer is rather nuanced. Hey, I'm a software engineer, and I've been using Linux for 17 years, and before that I used BSD. Oh, and by the way, I still use BSD. So I think actually the answer of whether or not Fedora is a corporate shill is a rather nuanced take. Before I go any further, I want to show you where this video got started, where this is coming from. So many of you know that me and Filipe Contreras, he joined my Discord server a while back. And anyway, we were supposed to be doing a collab, and he agreed to. And then he just ended up ghosting me out of nowhere. And so I don't really know what that was all about, what I did or whatever. The last comment that was made, I'm going to be really honest, he had mentioned that he had switched from Fedora because, a while ago, because the developers and him they couldn't agree on a lot of the direction that they were going. And I thought that, I would introduce an innocuous comment. I'm going to switch from Fedora pretty soon. I have to admit that DNF is my favorite package manager because I love using Copr to build packages. That's all I said. I honestly don't know what was said in the few comments here that would scare him away or something. And I don't think he got scared away. I think he got the wrong idea of what I'm about, and he ran, basically just ran the other direction. And I think at the end of the day, Filipe and I probably agree on at least 90% of what's going on with Linux and how it's problematic. And I thought having that conversation for 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it didn't matter. It didn't matter how long we would talk. I didn't care. And so I just basically appreciate the fact that he shows a lot of what I talk about in real code. Like, he shows in code why some things are problematic and why just because you use Rust, you're not going to exactly fix all of the problems with security, things like that. And these are conversations I want to have with developers, with open source contributors. And I know Filipe has worked with Nokia. He's worked I believe it was Google and Intel. If that was my research is right. But the fact of the matter is, I thought it was a good conversation to have between developers. Apparently he didn't agree. I'm going to leave it at that. Filipe, if you ever see this video, reach out to me. Tell me what I did. Tell me why you ghosted me all of a sudden. It's cool. So, is Fedora Red Hat's little bitch? I think there's a good case to be made that it is. I've said so, and I won't ever retract that statement. But at the same time, I have to ask, are they any more corporate shills than Archlinux? I don't think so. I mean, Archlinux, they're joining the insanity as well, and in fact, they've always been a part of the insanity. Like, they were one of the first distros to adopt System D back in the day. And yeah, they have always kind of, not only are they cutting edge, but they have also been, in part of this hypocrisy that is either Red Hat Linux or the freedesktop.org nonsense. I mean, so much to the fact that they have petitioned the removal of Richard Stallman from the FSF. There's a few Archlinux devs who hate Linus Torvalds. They want to see him gone as well. They hate him. And so it seems like there is this consensus that we need to remove anything that's legacy or old or anything else. And this is where I disagree. I remember when Archlinux was the first to remove 32-bit support. I think it was in 2015. Then Fedora followed suit shortly thereafter. Ubuntu, I think it was 2016 when they removed 32-bit support. And yes, I know you can use multi-lib. I get it. And but multi-libs doesn't work perfectly. And when you need like BST2 packages on your system, because some VST2 packages are just that good as far as the free and open source is concerned, and when you're referring to audio, it was kind of a wrong direction in my opinion. I thought so at the time. This was a little over 10 years ago, and even then I just I said, okay, well, they did one thing that I disagreed with. So I wasn't fatalistic about it. I didn't think, oh my God, the corporations are going to take over the world. I wasn't thinking in those terms back then. I didn't realize what, Red Hat was really about. I paid no attention to Red Hat. In fact, I was really apolitical of this whole thing. And if you ask me the truth, I still am fairly apolitical, even if it may not seem like it. The simple fact is you have the other side that is so political that you're making me choose sides. A little before that, though, I guess my memory is so short-term. I forgot how GNOME 2 went to GNOME 3. I didn't take it so personal because I just went to Unity at the time. I didn't care. And even when Archlinux went to Systemd and then eventually Ubuntu went to Systemd, I didn't really take that personal either. And so there were already a few things, major things that had already happened that was kind of forced upon me that kind of got me to dive a little deeper into some of these issues. And I realized, and I don't remember the day or the hour or anything, I just realized that there is this huge power grab, and literally it's up for grabs, and that Linus Torvalds is completely oblivious to this fact. All of these things, I continued using Linux. I continued liking it, and I still like it for the most part. Wayland comes along and it gets kind of foisted upon us really quickly when it started getting good. Most people are not opposed to using Wayland, contrary to popular beliefs. If you would give the same features that Xorg has and has enjoyed for years, things like network transparency and X11 forwarding and things like that, if you gave those same things, the same services, the same ability, the same way, or something comparable, I think most people would just rather use Wayland because it's way more efficient. the fact is that because you break so many already existing legacy systems, a lot of people aren't willing to cross that threshold and say, yeah, I want to use Wayland right now. Anyway, that's even a deeper conversation altogether. So the question is whether or not they are corporate shills. And I have to say that I believe that this is very nuanced, because if you take a look at something like Ubuntu, for example, if you take a look at their insistence of snap packs, I think that makes them more of a corporate shill than anything that Fedora has done. So a lot of the same reasons why I quit using Windows back in the day are a lot of the same reasons why I'm going to quit using Linux very soon. That's because I'm just, the simple fact is it has gotten too big too quickly, and a lot of the things that I loved about Linux 17 years ago just no longer apply. When I started using Linux, POSIX compliant meant something, right? Most of your bash scripts were written POSIX compliant to basically be used the same way on every distro. Now nobody cares about that. People care about experience. And I think that's a problem anyway. What do you guys think? Am I overthinking this? Am I overthinking this rationale that will probably lead to me using FreeBSD? Give me a comment in the section below. And as always, if you would like to watch, like to watch me set up FreeBSD, check that video out right here. I want to thank my supporters. I have a few new supporters. Thank you so much for being a supporter. It means the world to me. So anyway, I'll see you soon, nerds.